Saturday morning cartooning, and we are going to be doing part 2 of our Valentine's Day special. So I'm going to just get this camera adjusted really quick here. I think it's good enough. All right, so we're gonna start. We're gonna do 3 couples as promised. We're gonna start with a scene from Titanic, and just a drawing under there. I'm gonna just trying to draw over it here. We're gonna have, let's see, it's gonna be involving Deadpool and a guy named, oh man, what's his name? Booyah? So I'm gonna draw Deadpool in the Kate Winslet position. It's gonna be when they're on the front of the Titanic, the bow, doing that scene where she's holding her arms out. So we're gonna have Deadpool doing that. I'm gonna draw the head. Let me zoom in a little bit. And just, you can see my practice for my next drawing. I did some practice on that one, so you can see it through the page, but it's all right. So yeah, let's draw Deadpool in this position. He's gonna be facing like a 3/4 angle view, and he is going to have arms outstretched. So we're just gonna get the basic part of the body first, and then center of the torso is going to be about here. We're going to have the other arm coming off here. So the whole body and head is about 3/4 view. Do a little notch for the eye socket there. And then that little point coming off the back of the hood. This is going to be a big-headed version, slightly bigger head than normal Deadpool. Can't make the head too big because I have another character's head, that Booyah guy from Crows, I think, is the character that I'm going to be drawing that is holding him. So we have his arm out like this, and then other arm is going to be a little bit foreshortened, just barely. So you see I'm drawing the cylindrical arms. I don't know if I'll be able to fit that other hand in the screen here, but it's okay. Just have it off to the side there. Just trust that there is a hand there. Maybe I'll scroll over. Just the thumb, and then the hand, or I don't know, fingers. Okay, so there's the hand pointing off to the side, just for reference. All right, now let's draw Deadpool's randomly shipped partner. Is going to be the guy from the protagonist from Crows. So let me see. Actually, wait, let me draw Leo's head first. So he's going to be in the position of Leo here. And I'm going to draw it slightly side view, a little more side view, like he's turning kind of facing Deadpool. This looks like Catwoman right now, with this little point coming off the top. But no, it's Deadpool. Okay, so yeah, welcome if you guys are just joining. I am doing a part 2 of last week's episode. We didn't get to all of the character ships that I promised you, so I'm going to do those this time here. All right, so I have this big pompadour, and then I'm going to have his shoulder here. Hello, JJK fans, 89, welcome. Hello, Jay Moody, welcome to the live stream. Thanks for joining, guys. So I'm gonna draw his hand right here. So we're just gonna have one hand here. We do see a little bit of a hand on the reference photo. We see some fingers on the other side. And then it just kind of fades into darkness here. So this particular scene is just upper body. And now, let me zoom out a little bit, because just so you can see Deadpool's hands. There we go. All right, so we're gonna draw the details. I'm gonna just get my reference images up here, and this guy's name is Booyah Haramuchi from Crows, and then we have Deadpool here. So let me get that nice little hairline he's got like a bit of a widow's peak, and then it comes up and it kind of curls back, or it slicks back like this. And then we have his hair goes like this, and then down into sideburns. So he's got sideburns that go down like this. His ear is going to be fairly small. I'll put his ear like right here. So the sideburns go down below where his ear is. And then we have his glasses. He's going to have these mirror-looking shades, like they're very kind of narrow sunglasses here. And then they go very thin little arm sunglass. I think this is called the arm. I don't know. Ears there. And then he has a mullet that's going to be blowing gloriously in the wind. Yes, the Titanic pose. This is what I'm working on. For this first pose, we're going to have 3 shipped couples. Now, if you weren't here last week, I did ask ahead of time for my viewers and subscribers to give me suggestions for characters, their favorite fictional characters. And then I went ahead and I randomly selected them. I paired them off, totally randomized using random.com or .org, and came up with these characters. So he's got these severe eyebrows that kind of go down like this. All right, so this guy looks kind of menacing. I should have put his eyebrows up, but that's just how his eyebrows look. So this is Booya Haramuchi from Crows, and he is shipped with Deadpool. Again, randomly, it's a funny mix, and then I put them into the Titanic pose. So, good call, JJK, you got it. Just kind of drawing these fingers here. I don't want to spend too much time. I want to get to Deadpool now. All right, Deadpool. So that's the guy. He's wearing a starter jacket, I think. He's got like the little thing here. And yeah, the jacket kind of goes down. It's all going to be dark there. All right, Deadpool time. Center of the face is here. We're going to have these large like circles on his mask. These black circles or ovals that go down like this. Gonna come up and have an angle. Hope I'm getting that right. Let's see, like that. And oh, thank you, Butters. I appreciate that. We're going to have this. So his eyes are like this. We're gonna have I'm gonna do the cartoony, how Deadpool does these like cartoony faces. So he's like really happy that he gets to be on the front of this ship. And that's it for his head, really. I mean, I know there are some seams and stuff that are insignificant, but I'll draw maybe a couple of them. Right there. And then we're going to draw his little collar kind of thing right here. And now for his, he has like a shoulder strap right here. I want to try to get as much detail as we can, so when I'm doing this fan art tribute, there's no question as to who I'm drawing. So I'm just going to try to put in these little shoulder guards that are going to be kind of squared off, rounded, kind of matching the muscle of the shoulder there. This is a very skinny Deadpool, just a little slighter body type. Okay. And then we have his arm bands there. And then his gloves. So these are all like black gloves like this. So that's pretty much Deadpool. He does have little zipper parts here and here. You can draw those outer edges of the pectorals. Yeah, okay. So there is the Titanic scene with Deadpool and Booya Haramuchi. Booya Haru, Muchi, and Deadpool. I should put not times, but plus. But okay, there you go. All right, now I'm gonna flip this. Let me get my little drawing, my paper protector here. And I'm gonna flip it back to a pose that I was practicing earlier. This one is going to be a, this is interesting. It is Voltron and, Voltron and Battle Angel Alita. So this is, I'm gonna draw this as big as I can. Voltron's head is gonna be like dominating this whole space here. I'm gonna start with a rectangle that's going to be mostly the helmet. Now, here's the thing about Voltron. I think it was a great idea. A couple people recommended or requested Voltron. in the week before this first episode of the shipping. And I had to do Voltron. I'm like, okay, Voltron is very challenging to draw, but I can derpify Voltron a little bit. So I am going to do that. Hello, Muichiro. Hope I got that right. Juice World. I can't draw you today. I don't know if I will get to that, but today I'm drawing shipped characters from a request I made a couple weeks ago for Valentine's Day, and I didn't get to all of them. And so I'm trying to finish that today. So bear with me as I try. And oh, hello, Tiana. Is it Thiana? And Izatul Shima. Welcome, you guys. Just hope I'm saying your names right. Sorry if I mispronounce it. All right, so Voltron's head. I'm gonna do, something cartoony, as I tend to like to do, derpy and cartoony. I'm gonna put a heart in the eye of the helmet for this Voltron. By the way, if you're seeing through the page, that's my practice for the previous drawing that I just did. So I had to practice these ahead of time because I just have this anxiety. I don't want to mess up in front of all of you guys. I want to make sure I get it as close as I can. So I usually wake up in the morning and I do I just kind of warm up and just get the poses as close as I can, just for full disclosure as far as that goes. I think his helmet they should come back further. So there's this back part. This is just the rough draft, but it's okay. So I think this should go back. The head is gonna be all right here, and I'm gonna have the eye about here. The eye is closed, even though Voltron is not a real person. I'm gonna make this a giant, almost like a sentinel from X-Men, it has life to it. And he's going to be kissing Battle Angel Alita in the scene from Romeo and Juliet. So that was the result of this randomized shipping. So I'm drawing his eye. Hello, JK fans 98 Sigma type. What a name! What a name! So I'm drawing him with puckered lips, and he's going to be kissing not life size, but she's probably going to be a little bit bigger than what the canon of the size of Voltron, but she's going to be just big enough to reach his mouth to kiss him in this romantic scene of these two robots. So he has lips puckered out like this. I'm going to draw his mouth out. And then his chin has disappeared behind the lower underbite fangs here. And then we have the fangs on top. Do I like K-pop? Yeah, there's some bands that, what I like, what I think what's cool about K-pop, I do like Blackpink as probably my favorite female band. And I do like how BTS has their own art style. They actually have characters, they've actually gone multimedia, which I like. When a band has, the Gorillaz or something, when they have art that is also animation and music and all that, is fun. So I do like K-pop, and I also like how they've kept the art of the music video alive. When I grew up on MTV, and I would just sit sometimes all summer when it was too hot to go outside and just watch music videos my whole teenage years. Just slumped on the couch watching MTV as long as I could until my parents kicked me out to go play. Oh man, favorite boy group. Yeah, I guess, I don't know too much. I don't know too much K-pop. Boy group. Like I said, BTS is cool because they have cartoon characters and they have this whole empire. It really is what it comes down to. So I think I respect that. I think that's pretty cool. It's entertaining. All right, let's draw now. I'm gonna have, okay, Stray Kids and Cordis. Okay. Nice. I gotta maybe look those up. I don't know them. We're gonna now draw, I'm gonna try to draw Alita. She's gonna be small, and she's going to be using, so in the scene of Romeo and Juliet, you have Romeo climbing the balcony to kiss Juliet. And in this scene, we're kind of gender flipping it and making Battle Angel Alita come up on the balcony, and the balcony is actually Voltron's chest. So his chest kind of pops out like this, like a big shelf. So I felt that it was best to use his body as kind of like the castle, if that makes sense, because he's such a massive robot. So it looks like it's fully side view. I could do like maybe a little bit of a 3/4 with the other fang here, I guess, and just put like the nose, the hint of the nose here. So that could work. And I'm drawing with just a color pencil. I don't think it's very erasable. Actually, maybe it is, kind of. Trying to clean up some of those lines there. So that snout comes out. You can really see there's like the wolf or whatever shape that is. All right, now for the pose of Alita, I want to have her leaning over, and she's just kind of barely, hanging on to the balcony here. So I have her like gripping with her hand here, and this is going to be this big robotic arm that she has. Chest is here, lower back is here, hips are about here, and then I will have her. I want to try, the challenge now is how do I get that jaw? So I want to make sure that her mouth makes contact with like at least one of his lips, because he's big. So I have I have her going like, there's the bottom part, there's her little nose, lips, and then her neck is kind of like straining to reach up to him. Okay, so then we will draw the rest of the pose. We'll have, maybe have one leg down. I'm gonna try to draw her, the manga version of her. So she has these like robotic legs that have this like baggy, oh, you guys may not be able to see that. So from her knee down, she has these like bolts and like socket kind of things here, because she's a robot. And then we're gonna have one leg up, like how you have that little, like one leg is up and her little foot is coming out the bottom like this. So we have one foot down. You guys probably can't see, I don't know, can you see that? I don't know if it's still on the screen. And then his arm is like this. So here's like here's kind of a side view of Voltron's arm. And then we have Alita's details. So I'm gonna draw her arm and facial features. Let me just get my reference up here. So Alita has short hair, and I'm gonna draw her eyes closed. And she's going to have her short hairstyle like this, kind of going over her shoulder a little bit. And then we're gonna have hair kind of sweeping in front of her face like this. And then her hair kind of goes back like this. And then now as far as her mouth, I'm gonna try to just do like little kissy lips here as best I can. I don't know, it's getting kind of blurry, but I'm using a dull color pencil. So there's Battle Angel Alita kissing Voltron. You guys can cross that off of your bucket list of actually witnessing someone draw these two. So there you go, see? You get to do a bucket list item. All right, we're gonna draw the robotic, let me switch it up so you can see. I don't know if this is gonna look bad, but it's okay. It's just a little sketch. I'll maybe finalize it later. So she has this robotic arm here with this like band, a bolt here, just kind of really emphasize her cybernetic or robotic nature. And then her forearm ends in kind of a wrapped glove. So her wrist is covered by this wrapping, and then this is all metal. And then the rest of her body is kind of in a suit, like a skin tight like bodysuit. And then her like knee pad kind of armor things. She's got some like armor, and then loose, like almost like leg warmers. Maybe this came out in like the 80s or 90s, and so when leg warmers were all the rage. All right, so that is Battle Angel Alita kissing Voltron. So there you go. Now let's move on. Let's move on to our last pose. And hey, I'm making good time today. I'm making some pretty good time. Let me just kind of clean up this page a little bit. Now we are going to draw. I'm going to switch over to the Lady and the Tramp spaghetti sequence. And I'm going to be drawing Mikasa Ackerman and Shidori Yoshino. So let's draw them having spaghetti. So we're going to draw Mikasa right here. And then I'm going to draw her upper body kind of leaning forward. But yet her head is very coyly turning away. She's looking away as she is paying attention. Actually, I think in the movie, their eyes are looking in some direction. They're not really knowing what they're doing with slurping of the same spaghetti noodle. And so Mikasa will be in the position of the gray dog, Tramp. And then Shidori will be Lady. So we have shoulders here. Just getting the general pose down first. And then we can, hello, Natalie. Oh wait, Natalia. Is it Natalie? Natalie. Thought I saw an A there. Welcome to the live stream. So I'm just getting the basics of Mikasa down here. So I'm gonna try to get her arms. And again, it's gonna be slightly cartoony, larger head than usual. Not full dirt mode this time, but you know, I'm just focusing on trying to get the accuracy and the distance of the pose. I'm also gonna have to make Chidori shorter, just because that's how the scene looks with Lady is a smaller dog, or she's just a shorter dog. Teach you the ways of the arts. Hello, Christy. Hello, Zay. Yeah, so subscribe to my channel, and that could be one way to help you learn the arts. It just takes practice. It takes, you know, just a daily discipline of doodling and not worrying about a final project or product. A lot of people get hung up on whenever they draw something, they feel that it has to be shown off, it has to be shared, and no, that's not. Most of art is doodles on envelopes and sketchbooks and mistakes. You know, it's okay to just never show your early work to anybody. You can just be practicing daily and not having to worry about it ever reaching the public eye. It's just your own development as an artist is more important than putting your work out too early. But yeah, subscribe to my channel. I try to make a lot of fun and interesting pose videos so people can use them in their own comic projects. All right, so I have the two characters here. I'm gonna draw now the table. They are sitting at a little Italian table. If you're just joining us, then this is the scene from Lady and the Tramp, but drawn with Mikasa Ackerman from Attack on Titan and Shidori Yoshino from Persona 3. All right, now I can go to the details, and I'm actually gonna switch pencils here. I'm gonna use a darker pencil to draw Mikasa. Mikasa is Sukasa, as they say, you know? Let's draw the eyes looking away, just like we have with the Tramp. So I'm gonna have her eyes like this, so looking that way to the left. And we don't know she's looking to the left until we draw the eyelashes. So when I do this, when I have one like this and I have one like this, now suddenly it shows the direction that her eyes are looking. So just a little trick to show direction. And she's gonna have her eyebrows up, like she's just kind of aloof in this particular scene. I may have drawn her eyes too high. Maybe I can draw them slightly bigger. The problem with drawing them too big is then they'll look really close together, and we want to try to keep the distance between both of the eyes. So we'll just keep it like that for now. Then I will draw her hair. So she has this piece of hair that goes right between her eyes, like this, comes up like that. And then she has another sweeping bang that kind of tucks under. And then her hair comes down like this. So it goes under, down, and then it's like a bob, shoulder length. So we'll draw her hair coming down like this. And I'm going to keep it up. Kind of has a high crown, which means her hair is really puffy and volumetric, has some volume on the top. And then we'll draw the other hair that goes behind the eye there. And the cheekbone, just emphasize that. A little bit of a spike for down below there. And I'm going to draw her mouth for now in a little like slurping up spaghetti position. So we have her lower lip. And she's going to have the spaghetti coming from that lip. And I'm going to make the nose, very minimal anime style nose. It just can be just a dot. And we'll leave it like that for now. Okay, now let's draw her clothing. I'm going to just work her first, and then I'll draw Chidori after. So we have she has a scarf. And at this point, if you guys are drawing, notice I'm using, I actually just used a random Crayola color pencil for the base. But then I'm using this color race, this Prismacolor color race. I love using these for my sketches. And then if it starts to get too confusing, even though it's a color pencil, you know, with the right eraser, if you get like a high polymer eraser, if you get a high polymer eraser, you can actually, you know, take away some of that, so it's less confusing. Okay, next we'll draw her scarf. Scarf is kind of cloaking her throat there, just right here, and then it comes down on the front. She does have a high collar jacket, so the collar goes up and down like this. So it's this very geometric form that comes off right about here, and then the collar goes back, so it goes up and down. And then her jacket goes over, down like this. There's a little bit of a flap right here and on the other side. So we have the, again, scarf, white shirt underneath. We have a little strap across the top of the shirt right here, like a chest strap. And then her jacket goes like this. Her sleeves have a little bit of a creased extended shoulder that kind of spikes off a little bit. There's like a hard crease there. And then there's a little insignia. And then her arm goes down. So she's dressed for battle and for pasta slurping. Because look, her scarf can be like a bib. It can protect her white shirt from getting marinara stains. That's good. All right, next we're going to draw Chidori. And so she's also going to be looking away in this pose, like lady is looking this way, the opposite direction. So I can go ahead and draw her eyes here and here. And again, we don't know, it looks like she's looking right at us, right? If I draw the eyelids over like this and like this, now we suddenly see her looking in the direction that we want. So the eyelids and that can really help, you know, tell us where she's looking. We're also going to draw that little mouth again for her as well. So she has a little slurp mouth, lower lip is there, little anime nose shadow. And then now the details. Her face looks pretty similar to Mikasa, although I added a few more exaggerated, like I articulated the eyelashes a bit more, just because she has a little bit more eyelash detail on her design. And I will draw her eyelids. She's like a little crease here and here. And eyebrows, they're also going to be aloof. And then I will reinforce, she does not have as strong as a cheekbone as Mikasa. Actually, I don't know. It kind of goes down and then it curves into a point like this. So that's a little more accurate, maybe to that. Okay, now for her hairstyle. So she has bangs in front of her eyes. So it kind of sweeps down across her face like this, like across her forehead. And then she has a pretty elaborate hair setup here. There's a lot to this hair. She has a two braided ponytails, pigtails, I don't know. And they're gonna go down and maybe over her shoulder a little bit here. Maybe the other one can kind of go behind. Her head is so big, it doesn't even go over the shoulder on this side. Just goes down like that, we'll say. And then, hello Akumiya, welcome. All right, so I'm gonna draw her bangs here, and then I'm gonna draw her, she has like a bonnet, I think, that has a sword through it. It's a pretty interesting design. So it looks like she's got like a sword through her head, but I think it's just the design of her her headband. So that's gonna go over her head like this. Notice I'm using that the purple to kind of wrap it around to make it look 3D. And then it's gonna taper off. And then we're gonna try to draw some 3D lines under here to make it look a little more substantial, like it's like a roof, like a overhang from her bangs here. I could also add shading to make that, you know, more accurate later. I'm gonna make her neck a little bit smaller, a little bit narrower. And then I'm going to add her headband, which kind of goes back like this. It's this metal looking headband. And then it has a little ending here. And this is where the sword comes through. It's like this dagger. And so the dagger, I want to make sure it's the same angle as the eye. So I'm going to just kind of practice. Okay, it goes like that. It goes like this and then through. So there is this is the pointy end on one side. That's dangerous. Don't bring that to an Italian pasta date, you guys. Just some advice. That's dangerous. You can poke someone's eye out with that. All right, we have the handle. This is like, I'm making it, I think it's a little more exaggerated than she has. She has it's a little smaller. Here's the hilt. Pretty elaborate little headband there. And then her hair comes out. Oh, there's another row of like, this like, what is this called? Frilly rouge? I don't know. Any fashion experts out there? Syndicate, welcome. This is Mikasa Ackerman from Attack on Titan, and this is Chidori Yoshino from Persona 3. These were randomly selected. I shipped them. This is part 2 of the Valentine special. I ran out of time the first time around, and I'm just finishing up this drawing. Okay, so let's get to the rest of her hair. We do see an ear. Man, this character is super elaborate. I'm almost out of time. Okay, ear is here. We're gonna have that frilly stuff coming back on the other side of her headband, and then her hair is lower profile coming out the back, and her hair just kind of goes like this. So we'll just draw her hair. There's the end of the dagger. And then we're gonna draw her, oh man, more frilly stuff. She has a neck. She has like a little thing around her neck. Like this frilly thing. And then this is her hair. It's just gonna keep going down. And then she has like more frills around the edge of her dress. So she has like this peasant top with these little frills around the top. And then her other sleeve is over there. And then this sleeve is going to also be frilly, but we don't see it because the hair is in the way. So we can get away with that. That's good. And then this sleeve kind of comes down and goes like this. All right. Okay, now let's draw the pasta. We have to draw the plate of pasta. Nearly finished pasta plate is going to be right here with the spicy meatball right here and the dish. And then we have the remaining noodles kind of swirling around there. I don't know, I'm just gonna make some quick noodly lines. And I think we're done. Am I missing anything? I think we're done. Let me do a review really quick and show you what we did today. So, of course, we have Mikasa Ackerman and Chidori Yoshino from Persona. Oh, I forgot to draw the pasta noodle. The most important part, you guys, the pasta noodle. Otherwise, it looks like they're just whistling, having a whistling competition. So this is a scene from Lady and the Tramp with these two randomly generated characters. And they're eating, that's a thick pasta noodle, but that's all right. Okay, so there's that group right there. And then we did Deadpool and Booya Haramuchi from Crows. And they're reenacting the Titanic scene. And then we did the Romeo and Juliet scene with none other than Voltron and Battle Angel Alita. So that is pretty much it, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Check back next Saturday, same time and place, and I will see you next week, guys. Have a great week. Bye.